Asia, where Pakistan is located, it is also one of the world's poorest region of the world. And about 500 million people, they live below the poverty line, and which is very very bad thing as far as this region is concerned. And predominantly, India and Pakistan are responsible for this. Both countries, yet they never cooperate with each other, and that's why this region is suffering. In India and Pakistan, there is rampant poverty, illiteracy, and this is the reason that this region is facing so many problems. For example, if you look at the Indian poverty, so most of the population in India, they live below the poverty line. So which means that it's a huge population in India is below the poverty line, and the same is the case with Pakistan, like Balochistan, Fata, and many other interior Punjab areas and Sindh areas. They face extreme poverty. So Pakistan is also not barred from poverty. So South Asia has multiple global effects. First, it consumes substantial global resources for refugee assistance, food programs, peacekeeping, and stabilization, such as Afghanistan now, previously in Bangladesh, and most recently in Sri Lanka. So these countries are unstable powers. They had been unstable. Bangladesh previously faced many refugees issues because of 1971 issue with Pakistan, when Pakistan military carried out operation in Bangladesh, and in that scenario, more than 1 million people, they were refugees, and they were residing in India. So that was one of the challenge. And now Afghanistan is also one of the challenge in South Asia, because 2.7 million Afghan refugees are residing in Pakistan, which is a liability and a grave threat to Pakistan's security. Then you also had Sri Lanka, another unstable power. When the Tamil Tigers, they had an issue. So Sri Lankans also face huge refugee problem. So this region, South Asia, where Pakistan is located, is facing many problems. South Asia is one of the least stable sub-regions of the globe, and this is part due to the unstable borders created by Britishers in South Asia, which created problems like Kashmir, many other parts of South Asia, where these countries like India and Pakistan, they have got unending issues. So since 1947, India and Pakistan, they are facing problems, and that is something which is very very much important. So the first issue between India and Pakistan, if you analyze, um, because of which we are unable to move forward, was the Kashmir issue. And because of the Britishers, they did not settle this issue. We have got separate lecture on this, Kashmir issue, and we will discuss in maybe in the coming slides, but coming lectures. But today I'm just giving you an overview of this particular problem. Kashmir issue, as you all know, that it should have been, a part of Pakistan, because of, clear formula which states that the Muslim majority areas would go to Pakistan and the Hindu majority areas would go to India. But few states, like more than 600 princely states, were there in that particular area, and they were given option to choose any side. So most of these states, many states, they joined India. Some of the states joined Pakistan because of their location. But Kashmir, the Raja of Kashmir, Hari Singh, as we all know, that he decided to remain independent. But because of his policies, the population of Kashmir at that time, which was predominantly Muslim population, they were not easy with that Raja. So they wanted to have their own separate homeland, or maybe they might wanted to be with Pakistan because of its religious, you can say, proximity. So, but at that time, the people uprising took place, and people, agitated against that Raja, and that Raja asked India to help that Raja to, curb that insurgency. And then India jumped into this, this issue in Kashmir. They came to Kashmir and they captured, Srinagar and other areas, and some parts of like GB and Pakistani side of AJK was freed by Pakistani people, like people from GB, people from AJK, people from Waziristan. They helped and they freed these areas. So today, Kashmir is still unresolved, and we had wars like 48 war, like we had a war in 1965 over Kashmir. We had another conflict over Kashmir, which was in 1999. So many unresolved issues are there, like including Siachen, and all these issues are related to Kashmir. There are likelihood of future war over water issue, which is again connected with Kashmir, because India is coming up many dams. They are constructing many dams on in Kashmir, which is going to impact on Pakistan's water security. So that is something which is also a serious threat for Pakistan. All right, so then if we move forward, India is clearly the regional, major power of this region, because of its population, because of its economy, and because of its conventional military strength. Why we are talking about India? Because if you want to analyze Pakistan's situation, if you want to understand Pakistan, you have to understand its neighboring powers as well. So India is a major economy, major power in this region. They are a nuclear weapon state, and they possess huge stockpiles of nuclear weapons. So that is something which is there, and because of India's hegemonic designs, Pakistan is facing lots of problems. And because of India's badmashi, Pakistan is spending a lot of money on the defense. So since 1947, the Indians have been creating problems for Pakistan. Initially, they created problems for Pakistan in Kashmir. Later on, they created problems for Pakistan in alliance with Afghanistan and Russia in Balochistan. And they also wanted to create Greater Pakhtunistan in KPK. So all these issues are connected with India. So without India, we cannot analyze Pakistan's geopolitics. Okay, so furthermore, if we analyze the India's position, India is located in a very peculiar position in South Asia. And if you analyze the Indian position, they possess, they have got a central position in this region, where they are, sharing border with all South Asia, South Asian countries, and of course, they also share border with China. They also share border with many other countries in the region. So that makes India a very important country of this region. And because of that, they dominate this region with their economy and others. India also shares, a maritime boundary on three sides of the Indian Ocean, and they have got, about four commands which control the Indian Ocean region. Like, for example, they have got Western Naval Command, which is there in Mumbai, and which is focused on Pakistan. And then they have got Southern Naval Command, which is there in Kochi, which again focuses on the Arabian Sea, and which again focus on the Pakistan. Then they've got another command in which is called the Eastern Naval Command in Vishakhapatnam, which dominates, and which dominates the Bay of Bengal, and it is not against Pakistan, but it is also there, and the nuclear submarines of India are stationed at this naval command. Then they have got two islands in Indian Ocean region, Andaman and Nicobar Island. So they have got another command there. So basically, India is dominating this region: Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, and Arabian Sea. So on three sides, India is connecting this particular region. And because of India, the Chinese are also here in this region. So a great game is going on in this region, and Chinese are, luckily, they are in favor of Pakistan. So Chinese are coming up with many ports in this region. They have got a port in Gwadar. They have got a port in Sri Lanka. They have got base in Myanmar. They have got a base in Bangladesh. So basically, they are surrounding India from all angles. And of course, Pakistan's relationship with China is very important, definitely, which creates problems for India as well. So we need to understand all these issues, and inshallah, we are going to discuss all these issues, like Pakistan and India relationship and their impact on India, and it is going to be very useful for us. Okay, so let's quickly understand and let's have an overview of major powers role in this region in South Asia.